bullshit.
Here we are. I believe we're live on Instagram. I see. Got a little notification.
Yep.
Okay, it's definitely
there we are.
A ratio issue again.
Jen is right on the money though. Jen is
right?
center screen. Wait,
Middle.
what if we just drag and drop our screens here?
But then we just
that wouldn't work.
replace hers.
Yeah.
Yeah. There. Now I'm gonna be in the middle.
So I guess we gotta go to this side. There's such a delay here too. So.
I know. Well, how's it going, internet? What's going on?
We're just chilling here. Doing our one-sided lean.
I'm gonna be dead center.
We're leaning.
Yep. We're leaning in. Okay, we are live on Twitter. I see us there.
That's great. Yep.
There we go. And it looks full ratio there. How about that? Okay.
Look
now
at
I
us.
see this is working on this end. I'm gonna hang out over here. Okay, what's going on, everybody? How's it going?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Let's see. We got Chloe in the chat room or in the live chat on Instagram. She says, "Hot damn, this is my jam."
Wow.
Jeff, our buddy Jeff is in there as well. Let's see. Do I have to go further?
Right. Hot
to
damn,
this
is my
side?
jam. That's good. We're just trying to figure out where to sit. Give us a sec.
People are joining the Instagram live, and we're really going to get these shows up and running soon. We're still figuring out the ratio on Instagram. That's a bit of a work in progress still. Facebook.
However, if you want a subtle laugh, I mean, go to Instagram. Actually, if you want a subtle laugh, go to the other platforms to see us just leaning, because you'll see the full screen on Twitter and YouTube, right? So
yes,
this is just comedy right here.
Lance is Jeff's jam, strawberry jam. He specifies,
and Chloe clarifies by saying he's the grape jelly on her PB&J. This is turning into a little uncomfortable over here.
Crawl space HR.
Yeah.
Stacy says it's windy in the Berkshires. How's Wormtown? It's wormy in Wormtown today.
It is wormy. Holy crap. Look at this. There is somebody in there whose name is Hot Damn Jam, and my company's name is Kathy's Hot Damn Jam.
What are the chances?
What are the odds of this?
What are the odds of that? Hello, Kathy.
Hey, you wanna advertise? Get your name on a mug?
Hot Damn Jam.
That's great.
Well, yeah, that is really cool. And so we're gonna try to do some tests here, some live shows. Again, we're getting this whole shebang up and running Tuesday night, January 4th, 2022. We're gonna be doing these official shows. We're gonna be streaming on all the social platforms. That includes Facebook, which is we're currently not going to at this moment.
You mean Meta?
Meta Facebook. And it's going to be 9 p.m. Every other week, we're going to be doing these live shows. What you're witnessing right now is a test, a bit of a test. We're going to have some fun, work out the kinks, talk about our latest episodes a little bit.
Iron out the wrinkles. Every time we say work out the kinks, I always think of the band, and then my brain goes dun 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 dun. So
which song is that?
I can't remember what song that's called.
I like Lola from the Kinks.
I think that's
right?
Lola.
And we're on Lula.
And we're on Lula.
Oh,
Never mind. Yeah. We're gonna Hot Damn Jam.
So we just released a couple episodes this week. We spoke to a really amazing woman named Catherine Jones on Crawlspace. And that conversation was something else, Lance. And she works for the campaign for the fair sentencing of youth, and she's got quite a story.
I mean, she's the story is amazing. She's an amazing person. We met her at the Death by Incarceration live show in Wormtown at the Brick Box Theater, and she was incarcerated at 13 with a brother who's, I believe, 12, and she comes on and she talks to us about that and her experience in jail, like how they weren't prepared for it. They didn't know what to do with her. She's 13 years old. She didn't know anything. Her crime was essentially self-defense, and she was put away for 17 years. Finally released just a few years ago. And she's come out and she's got an amazing story to tell, and she's like hell-bent to make sure that this doesn't happen to other youths. It's incredible. Not to be missed. Her story is not to be missed, and she will be a guest on our Crime and Culture live show on February 15th. So stay tuned for that. February 15th, 9 p.m. Tuesday. Catherine Jones will be here. She'll be joining us, and she, in her own words, says she's an open book. So comments, questions, everything is on the table. And side note, I also saw her eat some incredibly hot ramen, and I mean spicy, and she didn't even blink. And she's got an incredible tolerance for spicy food.
What a badass.
What?
Said what a badass.
Oh, what a badass. I thought you said what about us? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, badass.
What about us, Lance? We're talking about our guests this week. Why don't you talk about us and what kind of spicy food? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what your tolerance is for spicy food. But yes, February 15th, you can talk to Miss Jones. Miss Jones. Talk to her live. Virtually.
Full of songs today, Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll sing my It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like COVID song soon.
Well, it's been a long December so far.
And, see what you did there. But there's reason to believe.
Check out the campaign for the Fair Sentencing of Youth's website. It's cfsy.org. And there's a lot going on that website. They have some social pages you can follow. And they're doing great work over there.
You know what? I think we need to follow up on this conversation with Hot Damn Jam, because she just said that she's got a habanero 24K gold jam.
What?
Which I would love to sink my proverbial teeth and actual literal teeth into.
24K gold jam. Yeah.
Does that mean that there's actual like gold flakes in your jam?
Who knows?
That's
but
what it sounds like.
Let's get her on. Let's pencil her in.
Maybe we could develop a secondary market over this gold jam and just like bump the price, you know? That would be pretty fun.
Gouge the price.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Kathy Smith Best at Hot Damn Jam. This is pretty cool. Yeah. You should partner, get some honey in that jam. Yeah, exactly. And we spoke about the disappearance of Tika Lewis from Tacoma, Washington on our show Missing. Yesterday it came out. Tika Lewis part 2 of 2. And it's a really mysterious case. It appears like it's stranger abduction, and it even appears like there's a pretty good, I guess, suspect who's been at least developed in a sense. There's a physical description. I haven't seen a composite sketch, which I'm still not sure why that hasn't been blasted throughout the Tacoma area, but maybe they do have one and we just haven't seen it, come across it.
I mean, there's so many accounts of the suspect, like with the same descriptions, like white, brown hair, that pockmarked face. But in some sense, he seems like a phantom because police have never identified him. But yet you have all of these stories describing the same person.
And it's truly, we say it all the time. It's truly tragic. I mean, she was 2.5 years old when she was abducted. And just tough. It's the two-parter. They were both really tough to get through. And I guess focusing on the suspect is a defense mechanism way to not, really process how tiny this child was when she was taken. And also like the area, focusing on the area helps, like that the bowling lane, the other disappearances or the other attempted child luring that happened in the months and weeks and years after Tika's. But yeah, if you have a chance, look that case up, listen to the episode, look at the missing posters, and any information, contact the law enforcement that's listed on the missing posters.
They did a really fine job with the age progression on her photo
Yeah.
too, because this case was back in the 90s, right? It was 90, what was it?
99, I
90s.
believe.
Yeah.
99.
Yeah.
Yeah, so quite a bit of time has passed.
Yeah, and it would be amazing if Tika is still out there. Obviously, we don't know what happened to her. If it is stranger abduction, you know, I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. It was a tough one to get through. I mean, but you know, something happened. Something happened. Someone knows, and someone did it. You know, and it's kind of baffling, right? You were just talking about the composite sketch. There's even like a description of the car, like kind of two descriptions. One says purple, right, or maroon, and another one is blue. You know, but it's something like you could probably under a certain light, or if it was like raining, like you might mistake those two colors. But the Pontiac Grand Am, same description of the person. Like where why isn't though like that circulated more with the like this mysterious like lack of composite sketch? Because we know that the search itself was pretty intensive immediately. So what happened? Where was the ball drop there with the composite sketch and circulating the car?
Yeah. It always strikes me in these cases where they're like, it reminds me a little bit of Maura's disappearance, because there had to have been this like strange confluence of events that made everyone turn away at the exact same time. Because in Tika's disappearance, she was left kind of near an arcade game in this bowling alley, and her mom just went to take her turn bowling, and she left a family member in charge of watching Tika. It's not like she just left her daughter by this arcade, but both of them had to have turned around at the exact same time, like a minute maybe. And when they turn back around, she's gone.
Yeah, and think about like the person who did that. So her unfortunate placement was by the side door, the side exit door that had one of those like crash bars to open it. Too heavy for Tika to do on her own, and she probably might not even be able to like really reach that the crash bar. But think about that, like the mom's watching, the brother's watching. There was another person
Uncle?
who the uncle was watching.
Yeah.
And somebody was watching her and watching those three people take turns and somehow still got the opportunity to do that in front of, I mean, it was a crowded bowling alley too.
Yeah, there was like 300 people there, something like that. It's
Like,
crazy. But we do actually have an eyewitness, I think. There was a teenage boy at that bowling alley at the time. And I think his statement was only taken seriously like years and years later. But I think he did happen to see that white male, brown hair, facial hair, pockmarked face, talking to a little biracial girl matching Tika's, description. But it's a wonder that it took so many years to like get that story. I wonder if they were able to take that statement right there, if it would have ended up differently.
And Tika's mom looked at a picture of that man. I guess the police showed her a picture of that man, and she remembered him from that night so long ago, and said that if that was the man who abducted Tika, then Tika is not, she's no longer with us, I believe is what she said. It makes me wonder why exactly she said that. Obviously, if it's just any stranger, she'd probably say that. Maybe the guy looks creepy or scary or something like that. I don't know.
And then you have those stories about the little boy who was found unconscious in the bathroom, like right around that time as well. There was like three things that happened leading up to Tika's disappearance in the same location. I mean, the little boy was molested in the bathroom and left there unconscious. Not reported either.
Yeah, because there was just a security officer there at the time.
Yeah.
And they didn't make any kind of police report, which is crazy to me. Like, even if it was a security officer at the bowling alley, like, wouldn't your first move be to pick up the phone and call the police and get like a statement and all those things?
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does seem like some good detectives are on the case now.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's so old though. It's sort of hard to imagine Tika being out there alive unless she was abducted by someone who wanted a kid. Which does happen. Also does
Oh
happen.
yeah.
We've
Yeah,
covered
Yeah.
the
one
Donna
of those
Green,
cases.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, missing Raymond Green. We
Mhm.
had Donna on, who's got a story very similar to that. Tragic
she-
and case, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. She had just given birth and she was in the maternity ward and she met this woman who seemed really nice. And this woman like later showed up at her house, right? Like a couple days later.
Mhm.
I don't know what her excuse was. Like it was just like say hi, check on how she was or something. So she let this stranger into her house and she went upstairs to take a shower, left her, I think, brother-in-law in charge of watching the baby. And when she came out of the shower downstairs, both the strange woman and her baby were gone. It's just
Yeah.
the scariest thing I could possibly imagine.
Yeah. In the time it took, for her to take a shower, like what's that, 20
Mhm.
minutes, her baby is out of her life. Completely tragic.
Amazing woman though, and really
Mhm.
is stopping at nothing to find her child. And I mean, on some level, she's gained, I guess. Well, what would you even call it? The one that she thought was her child in Germany. So she's gained
Right.
this relationship that is kind of a beautiful thing that's blossomed out of such a horrible tragedy.
Yeah,
That
she
totally
thought
is.
she had located her baby, who was living in Germany. And this was a young man who didn't have an identity. Like he was having difficulty getting citizenship in Germany because he had no birth certificate.
Mm.
So he couldn't really leave the country of Germany. And so this, I guess, seemed like a possibility that this could be her son. So they kind of operated like they were related and established this relationship between mother and son. They later did a DNA test, right, and determined that that wasn't her son, but they still maintained contact with each other.
Yeah.
It's a sweet story, but also very sad.
Yes. Yep. So check out those 2 episodes on Tika Lewis and check out Missing Raymond Green as well. That's a fascinating case to hear about, and really the strength that Donna shows is admirable and inspiring.
Yeah. I remember when we first spoke to her, she was like in her car on Zoom and she was just coming back from church or something and she had her choir robes on. And she was just like the happiest, most soulful person. And she like lifted our spirits so much. I came out of that like little meeting just like smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah.
She was at her choir. That's, I almost forgot about that. She had that choir outfit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's really tough when we're talking about such a sad case to focus on that. It's really nice to have someone so inspiring and nice and friendly like Donna to sort of speak to about these cases, and leaves you inspired and instead of just depressed.
Speaking of depression.
Well, Kathy Smith Best here at Hot Damn Jam says, wow, I finally see faces to match the voices. I've been listening for a long time. Thanks a lot, Kathy.
Well,
very
hopefully
cool.
they don't disappoint.
Yeah. Oops. Maybe just keep it audio.
Yeah,
only.
keep it to listening. Yeah.
We'll stop this.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Next week we got some more episodes coming up, and they're gonna be awesome.
We don't take a goddamn break. Holidays, F it.
No, we don't take any breaks.
No.
Yeah. Next Wednesday for Crawl Space, we've got our friend Jason Usry on to talk about his podcast, Santa May Be a Criminal. That is going to be a great episode. That was such a fun conversation. We get into holiday movies and really all sorts of stuff with Jason.
And listen to Santa May Be a Criminal. 3 episodes in, really hit the stride of that show on the 3rd episode. It feels a lot quicker, but it's technically longer. But the pace is exactly the stride that he said he wanted to have. So there'll be, I forgot, what is it, the 12 Days of Christmas? I think he's got 12 episodes, and it's really developing in a great way, and it's hilarious, and it's it's a great, listen to Tika Lewis part 1 and 2, and then decompress with a little Santa Maybe, and your day will be made.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, it's sort of like a comedic parody of true crime, and it does not insult any victim or anything like that. It's just creative, and it's a lot of fun. So check out Santa May Be a Criminal.
Yes, indeed.
And then next Thursday for Missing, we speak with Carly Bodine, who tells us about her mom, Karen Bodine, who was murdered, and it is an unsolved case. And this is an interesting case as well. It's been covered by Crime Con. They did a crowd solve event in the Washington State area about this case. And I think that is just really cool when law enforcement will work with citizen sleuths. They see the benefit and sort of hand over case files to citizen sleuths and see if they can open up the detectives' minds, come up with new tips, leads, anything. It's pretty cool work.
Also really cool to see, and just cool to take a step back and respect and make yourself aware of the amazing people that we speak with, because we talked about Donna Green, amazing woman. You have this conversation and you leave and you get this big smile because of her energy, and Catherine Jones and to hear a family member talk about their mom and talk about their mission and how it motivates them is something that's not lost on us. Like the privilege that we have to do that, once or twice a week is incredible, to have people like that in our lives.
Speak for yourself. Just kidding. It is quite amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what I'm saying, like when we were talking to her, her mom's friends, like her mom's friend was there contributing as well, just hanging out with her. And it's just like, again, you become part of this world that you should feel privileged being in that unique situation.
Shout out Bernie.
That reminds me of the relationship we kind of fostered with Archer Ray Johnson's daughter and granddaughter, Nikki and Taylor. A mother-daughter team, like looking into, Arch's disappearance. It's, I think like almost 35 years have passed, and they're just like so strong independently. Like Taylor, the granddaughter, I mean, was kind of like the source of strength for her mother to reopen this like kind of family mystery. And they were just like a powerhouse together. They were like contacting the police, organizing searches, like all this crazy stuff. So I'm always grateful when you can kind of see something like that at work.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with Carly when she was there talking about taking flyers all over town, and her and her mom's friends will never leave their house without a stack of flyers, and they put up billboards right next to the main person of interest residence, and she'll knock on his door. She's got no problem saying his name. It's just badass. You are muted.
Yeah, and went up to his door and it continues to knock on his door to hand him a flyer. pretty bold move, I would say. She's gotten several different kinds of reactions from him, which we discuss in the interview.
Yeah. And to answer Jen's question about being badass, she said, "What about us?" Jen will pack heat and go into the woods to look for to creepy cabins with private investigators, certain private investigators whose slogan is safety third, and Jen's got no problem picking up the camera and a
down.
gun and going in.
Yeah, it's true. I was strapped.
Yeah, I can't really hold a candle
camera.
to that kind of badassdom, to be honest. I got a microphone. I know that.
I got the mic.
I got the internet.
Yeah. Keyboard warrior. But more on that later. That's something that probably was that's what they call a big market tease.
Well, this is fun, everyone. I don't know what else we got to say here. This test, I would say, has been pretty successful. We've gone live on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, and we've gotten some lovely people in here chatting with us. And soon we'll be on Facebook and on TikTok. But we got to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok before we can stream there. So make sure to follow us on TikTok, please, at Crawl Space Podcast. And Facebook, you know what? Facebook
Meta.
Facebook can go. I'm pretty much about to say can go to hell.
Yeah.
But you know what? In fairness, some people do watch there. So it would be great to hook the stream up for Facebook too. But whatever. We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge.
Yup. Premieres Tuesday, January 4th. Next year, 9 p.m. EST. And we have a call out to a certain person to come on to be our first guest, but she hasn't gotten back to us yet. So if that certain person is listening or is aware of this, let's fire back an email. Quick yes. Quick yes. Be there.
Text us back.
All right. We'll cut the stream here. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Really appreciate